Okay, perfect. Let's get started. Let me just put the volume up here. Yeah, perfect. Okay. So we already obviously saw the overlook market look where we saw the dollar index. Let me just go and add that quickly. And I'll let you know that it was going to continue going further up. And clearly we can see, based on what we have here, let me just click on it. Let's have a look here. Okay, perfect. Welcome if you're new. We are just going to push through quickly and just see everything so we can be up to date with Monday's market outlook. Okay, so what I can see here is a clear break of structure over here. Let me just put my trend line quickly. Clear break of structure here. And I think the dollar is definitely going to continue as we predicted already last week, sometime last week when I had my last live stream. And that means that gold obviously is looking pretty decent at this point in time. I was expecting gold to go further down. I'd like to make a continuation just to go further down. And I didn't get a proper entry here, and we can clearly see based on this, I wanted it to move just a little bit in terms of having the structure over here and then go from this point down and then just break further down. That didn't happen, so I obviously moved on from that. It created a complete new high, and yes, you can see the dollar has reached 4,000, but it's reached it in this area over here. Let me just zoom out a little bit when it comes to gold quickly. Let me just see here. Let's zoom out a little bit. I want to show you some of the moves perhaps that you might have missed in terms of just looking at the opportunities on gold. Me as a technical market analyst, I'm not going to sit in a trade for long, but as you can see, I could if I wanted to. It's just I have a target in mind of what I want to reach. So as you can see, let's just go a little bit back. Let's just remove that. Let me zoom out a little bit more. Let's see here. Zoom out a little bit more. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, now we can clearly see I had a buy opportunity right over here. Let me zoom in at that area. Also, let me know in the comment section, what's your targets when it comes to trades? If you are a little bit of an experienced trader, what do you aim for? Remember, everything is different for each trader. Your target might be, let's say, 1-to-1. And for me, that wouldn't work because I need to make sure that over a series of trades, I still have profitability, I still have my edge. So remember, what works for one trader doesn't work for another trader. So yeah, you can share with me in terms of what type of trader you are, fundamental trader, technical trader, and there's many different types of strategies out there. Okay, find what works for you. Okay, so yeah, you can clearly see I had a buy opportunity, entered this trade over here, and as you can see, it reached the target the next day, and not too bad at all. And sometimes, you know, you have a day trade and then you have to hold it a little bit longer. Not bad at all. And then here was my another opportunity. If I change my time frame quickly, let's just see that structure a little bit. Yeah, much better. Much better break of structure over here. Entered, and we were going to continue for a continuation bullish. And as you can see, the market is just continuing going further and further up. So yes, we had that experience where you saw the US shut down, right? But for me as a technical analyst, I'll go look at the charts and I'll go and see it for myself, if that makes sense. Okay, let me try a different one quickly. Okay, let me try a different one. One moment. We're going to check the audio. Okay, you should be able to hear me now. much better. Just let me know in the comment section. I can see saying if you have any questions, obviously ask me as well. Okay. You should hear me nice and clearly. Just give a thumbs up in the comment section as well. Okay, so yeah, what I can clearly see here is continuation bullish. Here we got another move for continuation bullish as well. Also try and reply to you guys in the comment section as well if you need any assistance. Okay. So overall, what we saw last week, we can clearly see that there was a nice move over here, continuation bullish, move, boom, hit target, boom, 1 to 2, pump out, right? And as you can see, I could have held it a little bit longer, maybe aim for a lot more. But remember, the whole point is not being greedy in the charts. You have to just know what your edge is, play it over and over and over again, and then go from there. Here we can clearly see 1 hour time frame. Here we go, another structure break. New week, and there you go, another buy over there. This is my Monday. Hit my target on the Monday. This also meant that it came with a bit of risk because I was holding over the weekend. Okay, perfect. Okay. That also means that I was holding over the weekend. Now, also keep in mind as a side note, and I'll give you guys some tips on the side in terms of when you're holding a trade over the weekend, just understand that there's market gaps, right? And this could also trigger your stop loss as much as it can trigger your TP. So yes, it has sort of a flip side, 50-50 side to that. So yeah, as you can see, another move there, 1 to 2, clean out. And then I was checking for, let's say, we're going to see a change in direction with gold, right? Because it's been going up, it reached 4,000. What are we looking at right now? Reach $4,000. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll check, okay, what does structure tell us? What does technical analysis tell us? Here you can clearly see I want the price to reach this area over here. Right? I want the price to go all the way down, at least reach and go down, reach this price over here, perhaps break, form a whole new trend, okay, and then we were going to see perhaps nice, beautiful, bearish continuation. However, it didn't happen that way, right? But just the looks of this setup over here, just the looks of this, if we had to see, hold on, let me just move that. Just the looks of that, we had to have structure right over here, have a change, break structure, perhaps, right? But I didn't trust the setup. Also, it's not even in the base trade window for gold. So yeah, I just moved on from that one. But if it had to perhaps break and obviously confirm for me, then I would have entered gold as a beautiful continuation further up for gold, seeing that it's been going up further, and that's what the charts are showing me as well. Okay, so if you have any questions, go ahead, you can ask me in the chat section, obviously preferably on topic, so I can assist you best. But if it's something maybe that you have a question on, maybe risk management, maybe something that has just been on top of your mind, go ahead and you can ask. I'm here now. You have quite a bit of time with me, so we'll go through that together. Let me just see here. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so yeah. Look, if it wasn't the trade window that I wanted, I would have probably taken this pair here. But it wasn't. A little bit risky in terms of the channel. So I'll move on from that. Let me just move this down here so we're done with that. As you saw with gold. And gold was also showing that it wanted to continue going further up. From last week, this was the, let me just see quickly. Let me zoom out a bit. Because we reached the high. This was the price I wanted the dollar index to reach, right? And it reached that. And so that meant that we were going to look for change in direction. However, it just kept going up further and further. Looking at structure right now, I can clearly see that it's going to continue going further up. So what does that mean for me as a trader, right? It means that, okay, the dollar index is still going to continue going strong, right? What does that mean? I'm going to perhaps look, okay, USD like if the dollar is going to strengthen, and I see that there's a sell opportunity on USD CHF,
I'm probably not going, I'm going to be cautious about, right? If it's, let's say it's A plus, everything ticks off, I know, okay, this comes with risk. If I'm going to take it, I'm going to take it, and I'm going to understand, okay, this trade could possibly hit my stop loss because the dollar is getting stronger and stronger. Also, common sense, if you see the dollar is getting stronger, you're not going to go and sell USD CHF. So it could break, USD CHF could break, confirm for an entry, and then obviously go and reverse, hit stop loss. Not even a retest. So yeah, perfect. So yeah, clear move here. You can clearly see that dollar is going to strengthen. If we, I think we're definitely seeing break of structure right about here. I wanted to break this channel, this downtrend channel, and it has. So to me, that's just showing it's clearly going to go further up. Could reach this price target over here. Let me just highlight it quickly. If it reaches this price over here, look at other opportunities when it comes to the dollar. Let me just remove this one. Okay, so I want price to go a little bit further up. Let's just check here. And price to reach there. I think it's going to break further. So just keep an eye on gold. Gold has been going, and you can see I have 3 opportunities there. All 3 hit my target. All 3 clean. Yes, it looked like I could have aimed for a lot more, but are we going to do that? No. Okay. So some advice I can give you is if you want to be a profitable trader, just, in other words, stay in your lane, focus on what you know, trade what you know, and have a system. This is what I mean, have a system. When I say trade what you know, it means have a system in place. What are you looking at? What time are you in the markets? Okay, this is my, trade actually target, trading TP as we speak. So this is my trade this morning, around about, I think 9:30, 10 o'clock. So you can see live as well. I was in this trade today, hit target. Emotions are neutral. The more you trade, the more neutral your emotions become. Sounds hectic, right? But I think it's part of it. You probably place like thousands of trades over time. But yeah, it's always good when TP hits and live, so you can see that for yourself there. And yes, I also face losses as well. Maybe I can find a trade that I had that hit stop loss as well, and then maybe my mindset around that and how I approached it. Let me just remove that quickly. Let's see. Let's go back to this. So I already know the dollar index is clearly going further up. It's clearly showing its bullish direction overall. Bullish direction, continuation, meaning it's going to continue further up. Dollar is going to continue strengthening. What does that mean for, obviously, US dollar, there's issues there, right? Gold is a safe haven, so gold could also continue going further up. I saw that downtrend there that we had, showed continuation bullish for gold. So until it shows me something different, then I'll change my bias on that. But I think it will continue going further. Dollar will probably go up too. Gold is going to go up as well, just because it's a safe haven and it's pushed by different things, right? So they are not correlated to the T. Okay, let's look at this here. I had a nice clear Euro GBP, nice clean move. Let me zoom in a bit so you can see nicely. It's also important, look, doesn't matter which where you are in your trading. It's also important to note that you need to track your trades as well. Write it down. After you're done, maybe after the day, right? Depending on how many trades you place. After the day is done, you go and you track your trades. Write it down. You're not doing it for anyone else. You're doing it for yourself. You want to get that data. And most importantly, the only thing that matters is you being profitable. So anything else is just noise. If you don't have data to back up what you're doing over and over and over again, and you can't repeat it, then you're not where you need to be, right? But if you can repeat it, you have a system in place, awesome. Keep at it, just focus on yourself, right? So here we go, we have a clear structure break here. I entered at this area over here. A little bit of consolidation, a little bit, okay? This just requires patience. To me, this looks like patience. Wait it out. As you can see, beautiful move the next day around about 8 o'clock, and then hit target around 9 o'clock. Now keep in mind I held this trade for a while, like 3. I think they might have entered this one a little bit earlier, but more or less you can see. Entered this one a little bit earlier. Clear break of structure around about here. Move further up, boom, hit target. And as you can see, it went further up. Like I said, I can hold trades longer. I've done that before. I've had my 1 to 10s. I've had my 1 to 5s, my 1 to 7s. Find out what works for you over and over and over again. Okay, create a system. This was had a move here. Let me just. Let me just check the time on this one. See that market gap there? Remember, I told you there's a market gap. So if you're holding things over the weekend, just know that there's a risk with that. The market gap could literally just going to just stop past the area. It's a nice 1 to 2. What time was this? 7. It's been a little bit risky because it's not in my window. I don't try to tell my window before or after. Just by the looks of this, I definitely obviously didn't take it. So yeah, let's move on. Let's not even think about it. Twitter would have, should have, but not this one. If I really believed that I could have taken this one, I would have. So, but as you can see, there's another opportunity there. Monday hit the target. Boom, didn't even waste time. So I'm just going to ignore that one. There's my other move here. We had market come down, break structure for that continuation bearish, right? And then it had a retest. And obviously I hopped in over here. And then boom, hit target. Easy, clean. And look what happened. This is why I say this. This is why I say you don't want to sit in a trade too long. Today it's going to hit your 1 to 10. Great, right? Then you're going to try and replicate it. Okay. You all know that over a series of trades, that's how you find your edge. If you don't know that now, you will find that out. So, you already know, aim for what you aim for in the markets. Know why you aim for that consistently over time. And then from there, you know that you can repeat it over and over and over and over again until it gets boring, right? I'm just kidding, it never gets boring. So, there you go, there's my target hit. Beautiful entry. After I hit my target, came further up. Formed a whole new structure, continuation to the sell direction. As you can see, my live trade today, as I was doing other things, I was busy. As you can see, I had my trade, and you should know this by now. I am a set and forget trader. This works best for me. If you're the type of trader that is just, hop in, hop out, scalp trader, and that works for you. So if you're watching me doing my analysis or doing my charts, market outlook, and you start questioning yourself, try your best not to, because we're all different as traders. So yeah, I'm just showing you my abilities as a trader over half a decade of experience. So yeah, I also have my stats on my website as well. You can see my journey and how I started, where I started, and just how I've gradually grown from small profits to bigger profits, but consistently. So yeah, if you like stuff like that, go check it out. Okay, beautiful move there, nice. Hit target, hit target. I want to show you also one of my losses as well. But before we get to that, I just want to check. Let's see. Let me zoom in a lot. One thing I want to say is that strategy is always easy, right? Strategy is easy. I think most people can understand and do strategy. But I think the main thing which separates a profitable trader and a non-profitable trader is the fact that you work on your psychology. I know a lot of people say, oh, it's not psychology, it's strategy. But actually, when I say psychology, I mean your mental state, right? Your emotions when it comes to the ability to be able to say, okay, I'm done taking a certain amount of losses in a day. Or I'm only going to take one trade a day and I'm going to stick to it. And then let's say a non-profitable trader, they'll go and they say, okay, I'm only going to do one loss in a day. And then they just continue. They want a revenge trade and they keep going. They say, look, I won previous trades, so surely I should keep going because I'm going to hit a win. When in actual fact, they end up blowing the accounts. They don't know what they're doing. They're all emotional. Then they start self-doubting themselves. And then that's what stops people from actually becoming profitable. They don't work on themselves. They don't actually focus on what they have to. And then they just focus on, okay, let's try again, let's try again, let's try again. And they don't audit their trades, and they don't check, and they don't journal, they don't write down, oh, what did you do in this trade? Oh, shit, okay. You probably placed USD Canadian, attempted to trade it 3 times in a day by re-entries. Oh, you lost this amount. Damn, you could have avoided that by just sticking to having that one loss in that day. So it's a lot of things that goes into place when it comes to strategy is always glorified, right? From the surface, from the outside, strategy, right? But everything else is your psychology, your experience, what do you do when nobody's looking, you're journaling your trades, you're tracking them down, you're actually checking your mistakes and you're saying, hell no, I'm not going to do that again. Why are you not going to do it again? Because you don't want to start continuously self-sabotaging yourself, right? So on a side note, just make sure you're tracking your trades, figure out your system, focus on that, track it for at least a month, do that. If it works for you, if this advice works for you, obviously I'm not giving any advice in terms of what you need to do. This is just my opinion, my experience, and that's solely up to you and your decision making. And you obviously take full responsibility for that. But this is just my experience and what I've come across. Okay, let's check here quickly. Quick move, nice break there, structure, retest, into that retest. What time was that? GPJPY 11, not too bad. Yeah, perfect timing actually. Into the hit target. What did I say? Look at that. Remember, you're aiming for those 1 to 10s, right? You're aiming for those 1 to 10s. Try and attempt it every single time, consistently, and getting payouts. Hmm. Hmm. 1 moment. Yeah, consistently over time. So if you have any questions, obviously on topic, don't hesitate to ask. I am here to assist you. And I see you guys are interacting here, so that's awesome. And just take notes if you feel like it's valuable to you. Anything that, doesn't resonate, just, you don't have to take notes on it. Okay. So let's see here what's going on. There we go. So there's the retest. Here you can clearly see hit target. There we go. Nice 1 to 2 clean. If I had to hold longer, right? The wishful thinking, aiming for too much in a day because you're just not consistent, then obviously you would have hit your stop loss, right? In that scenario, alternative scenario. So always know what you're aiming for, hit that target, be very precise with your entries. That's what I do. And then I obviously risk on that trade. There we go. So we have another move here. Okay. Nice clean break of structure. Let me just try and let's zoom out a bit. Okay, there we go. Clean break of structure, add a retest, break of structure, retest, into that trade, boom, hit target. Look at that beautiful move, right? I don't know how the longer, right? So that's good news to me. It means that the move was just beautiful. And I hit my target, I'm out, looking for a new move on a different pair. You can see, remember I told you market gaps, right? Be aware of that, be aware of the risk. You're holding a trade over the weekend, just know the risk, okay? Could possibly be your stop loss or your TP. It's a 50-50. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So here we have GBP, JPY, current move at the moment. Here, break of structure. It is still valid. Let me just see what time this is here. 2 o'clock. We had a nice, beautiful back at this price entry zone here. 1 o'clock. Okay. So there's a move there. But I'm already, I think my other trading target already. But I'm good for the day. Okay. I want to price, okay. If there was going to be change in direction for GBP/JPY. I want a price, go and reach here. Then form a uptrend. A little bit messy there, but you get the idea. Okay, I wanted to form an uptrend, cool, continuation down further. Clean, but it didn't, and obviously it didn't reach our price. So what are we looking for? We're going to continue going bullish with GBP/JPY. You can see that clearly. Okay, beautiful quick move right over here. Let me just see. Yeah. Okay, what time is it now? Almost 3 o'clock. I'm going to move on from this one. I have another opportunity that I'm waiting for. I'm going to move on from this one. I think it could reach this area here, maybe form a nice clean uptrend here, and then go further down. Okay. Let's zoom out a little bit. You see the moves there. One move there, one move there. Okay. Let's see. Okay, that's fun. Here we go. So USD Canadian, it's going to get a little bit exciting here. Okay, USD Canadian. Yeah. USD Canadian. Now this way. I don't know who has experience USD Canadian, but let's have a look here. I think USD Canadian is underrated in my opinion. Because you have to be very precise when it comes to USD Canadian. This one here. Okay. Also, I don't have any personal favorite pairs that I focus on, but I do focus on a certain amount of pairs and only focus on those pairs consistently. And that's also something that I can give as a tip is focus on consistently looking at a few pairs, right? A handful of pairs, consistently focus on that. You'll get consistent data from that. And from there, you just refine it a little bit better. This is honestly the most valuable information I can give you is find a few pairs that you look at. Don't go and look at 20 pairs, 28 pairs. So much lack of focus. You're going to feel overwhelmed. You're going to feel overwhelmed that you're missing setups. You're going to feel like you're not achieving what you want to do. Just look at a few pairs, focus on a few pairs, write down the data from those few pairs, and go from there. Okay, so here we go. So I can clearly see there's a nice bullish move, continuation, and then on Thursday, yeah, it's Thursday. Here we can clearly see a nice move over here, nice entry. You can see that change of structure here, continuing further up. Beautiful move, hit target, and after the target, let me zoom in a little bit. Then how can you see it? Okay. Okay. So we had the high over here of the current week that I was looking at. I wanted market to perhaps go further down, right over here, down, right over here. Reach that price, maybe go a little bit further down, right? And price didn't go there. Right? So what do? Means that we're not continuing going further down, price changing for USD Canadian. As we also saw, something valuable is the dollar index was just going to continue going further and further up, right? Continuation for that bullish direction, clearly, right? So now what does that mean? We clearly get the rejection of our USD Canadian right over here. We wanted price to go further down, price didn't. We can clearly see that there's now a clear channel going downtrend, right? Break structure, after it broke structure. Here we can clearly see. Yeah, here we can clearly see after it broke structure. We got that entry over there. Boom, hits target, doesn't even waste time. When you understand your trade window, when you understand the pairs to focus on, you won't have trades that waste your time. Look, you can have to have patience now and then. Look at this one here. Entered. Look at that. Stop loss is right over there. I went further down, right? Really close to my stop loss area. So what do you do then? You don't go and close it manually. You wait it out. You already calculated the risk, which I did, and already had my target in mind, which I did. So what does that mean? Keep holding. And as you can see, patience pays. And that's why I say what separates amateur traders from us as professional traders is we'll hold the trade. We're willing to take the risk. We already did the pros and cons of a trade. We already did the pros and cons. I also said this in the last live stream that I did, where I was giving you guys some slides and information in terms of that. Okay, so always important. Make sure you obviously attend as many sessions as possible, live streaming. sometimes I'd like to give some information there that is extremely valuable for you guys. So yeah, there we go. So we have our entry at patience. Look how close that went, right? And at that point, you're just like, okay, cool. Then we see, okay, came back, played around the entry zone over here, price went further up, obviously went a little bit down, and then you target after that. And also, you know that price doesn't always move like this. As you can see, I just went, right? 2 candles down. Now that's probably to do with news, anything that pushes it even further, things like that. But on a consistent basis, you'll probably face something like this, right? And then you'll have to hold for maybe 2 days, and that's just me, the way I trade and what I see. So obviously yours might be different, your experience might be different. Okay, so here we go. So I have a nice clean down here, nice clear move that the dollar is strengthening. So this just validates this downtrend for me even more. Okay, so yeah, I can see obviously the one that I had. Let me just show you. Let me show you. So obviously everything checked out, looking at the move, and then you go into your trade, and then you stop loss. Let me just move. Let me show you. So still 1 to 2 here. Okay. So this is what I wanted it to do, except I didn't obviously want to do stop loss, but that's just the nature of the market anyway, right? There we go. Add our entry. Add our entry over there. Very quickly. Add our entry over there. And then you can see it's stop loss. So what does that mean? Do I give up on it? No. I just readjust, make sure I can check, is there a new break of structure? Cool. There you go. There's my entry. Entered over there. Made back my loss and also new profit. But I didn't just enter to just say, oh, I need to make back my loss and I need to get that money back type of thing. That mindset, that revenge trading. So I literally just entered the trade, and then because I saw an opportunity, not because I was like, oh, I need to get in this trade, I need to make profits, need to make my loss back. Okay, but let's say price obviously came down to the structure over here, this price over here. This would have clearly made this downtrend invalid, right? No continuation further up the bullish move. I would have looked for sells from there onwards. So yes, you can clearly see USD Canadian is looking clear. I think we're going to continue going further up. We saw the dollar continuing with strength, right? Continuation bullish on the dollar. Here you see it right now. Market outlook Monday. This is what I'm looking at. Dollar index, really showing strength. Rogue structure. We got confirmation that it's going to go further up. We have USD Canadian showing us a clear move that it wants to continue going further up. Okay, so there we go. Clear move going further up. And I'm definitely looking forward to that one. It's currently now 3 o'clock. So I'll see tomorrow. I'm going to check tomorrow. I don't think it's going to break structure right now. I don't think it's going to break structure right now. Okay, let's see what you're saying here. You are expecting reprices to which pair? Which pair? Just let me know. I can see your comments in the on the live stream. So just let me know. I see say you're expecting retraces to. I think we're talking about the same pair. 3-9. We could be speaking about the same pair. I don't see any. If we were speaking about the same pair, USD Canadian. For me personally, my market outlook, what I see is continuation bullish, just by the looks of it. But I'm hoping that it doesn't obviously break structure today, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, that's my UC Canadian market. Price could go further down. If price doesn't break the structure, it could create a new low. Let me move it up a bit. I don't think it could. The dollar strengthening right now, but maybe we can expect something like this. But yeah, don't make your thing on the charts. Just trade what you see and go from there. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to move on from this one. I think it's going to break structure, continuation bullish, and it's definitely going to go further up. The dollar is backing that up. The dollar index is really showing that. Let's go back there quickly. I'm expecting it to reach that price there. Look, if it doesn't happen today, it's going to happen tomorrow. But only market can do whatever it wants. We'll see tomorrow around my session what it wants to do. And I'm done for the day. I just saw my trade already hit my target. I'm done for the day. Let's see. Yeah, hit my target. Okay, cool. If you get any questions, obviously on topics, so I can assist you best, then yeah, go ahead and type in the comment section. I can see it there. Oh, I see it. So USD Canadian, yeah, cool. Okay. So you're expecting it to come further down. Okay. For me, I can already see that there's structure. I would like for it to come further down and then go up because then I can hop in on the trade tomorrow. But the market will do it at once. So we'll see what structure says. I'll keep monitoring it for continuation bullish. Let's just go back quickly with Canadian. Just want to see that. Yeah, I don't see any opposing direction for bearish direction at all. Maybe short term. If we see that it breaks structure over here. Let's see if it breaks structure over here. Maybe it goes tomorrow and then further down. That's literally it. That's all I'm seeing here for now, based on my analysis and how I see the market. But yeah, that's what I see. The Canadian, nothing right now. Yeah, I hope it goes down further so we can hop in on that trade. Yeah, otherwise it's gonna be quiet. Okay, so here we go. So I can see USD Yeah, like I said, also you'll have wins and you'll have losses, but always make sure you're consistent with your data. Always make sure that you are consistent with tracking the trades that you're focused on and write down exactly what you see there. Yes, you're gonna have wins. Yes, you're gonna have losses. But think to yourself, imagine you're focusing on 20 pairs and they all go through their changes. All of them are volatile. All of them have news impacts and all those things, right? Economy impacts. You're looking at 20. How are you going to juggle 20? You as an individual, how are you going to juggle 20? Yes, you might hit targets, TPs here and there. Maybe the market conditions are really good. But remember, the market conditions fluctuate. Okay? So how can you do it consistently? Here you can see just a few pairs. Here you can see my entry. Right over here. Clean break of structure. Obviously, you can see it was in profit. Came a little bit close. Tested this area over here, right? Nice clear test over here. So you can see my stop loss area, and then obviously I hit my target right over there. And what happened afterwards? Started to play around again. So always get in and out of the market, not out of fear, but based on structure, based on your strategy. What do you see, right? So you can see my next opportunity. Hit stop loss over here. Okay, it was in profits a little bit. This one was on. Perfect example right over here. Remember what I mentioned to you. Hold the trade over the weekend, understand the risk that comes with it, right? If you hold the trade over the weekend, just understand the risk that comes with it. Market gaps. Look at that. Hold the trade, market gap happens, okay. And then we get it again, comes further down, and then decides, look, no, it's going to go further up. That market will do what it wants to do. You have to accept the risk when you place a trade. My bias for this one was continuation, bearish for this trade. So clear move. Okay, there you go. Okay, so what are we looking at right now? USD 1 hour time. We already know the dollar index is strong, right? We already saw that it confirmed change in direction and continuation bullish. It's going to go further. It's going to create a new high. I wanted to reach the price area over here. This will just, validate it even more. It's just strong. I won't see any opposing direction at all. Okay, now let's see USD, right? So we already got confirmation of the bias of US dollar, right? You saw that it's going to continue going further up. Okay, you see CHF, clearly see that it wants to go further up. However, for me, price has already reached and changed that it wants to change direction. So for me, I won't be looking at USD CHF because I would be looking for sell opportunities. You see that? So yeah, I'm not looking at USD CHF at all. My overall bias on this one is going to be bearish. So if it wants to create a continuation bullish further up, that to me is just, yeah, quick correction, not long term. I'm not hopping in on that trade. So yeah, I'm not looking at that one at all. Okay. USD Canadian, still looking good. Okay, let's try to go down quickly. Let's see. Okay, if you have any questions, obviously on topic, go ahead and you can ask them, okay? Also, another thing, what has been, depending on where you are in your trading, what has been your most challenging sort of trading experience when you were perhaps starting out? If you want to share that with me, go ahead and share that. I think it's always important to just get to know who you are, where you come from in terms of your trading, your journey, and just, understand where you're at. And yeah, maybe I'll have some tips on that. Or even realizations of you going the wrong way every single time, right? You keep making mistakes, you keep self-sabotaging, and then one day something clicked in your mind and you're like, hell no, need to concentrate, need to start focusing on what's important. And the only way you're going to do that is by staying consistent. And that also means just staying disciplined throughout the whole entire time. So yeah, that's tracking your trades, creating a system, repeat, 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 repeat. I mean, imagine wanting to be consistently profitable when you can't even consistently follow your rules. Imagine that, right? That's just wishful thinking. So yeah, let me know that I can see your messages there in the chat. Okay, let's see. There's a move there, and I'm looking at UP Draper 1. Maybe tomorrow I'll check again. I hope it consolidates around my entry price. If it consolidates around my entry price, then I'm going to hop in tomorrow. 1 hour time frame, GBP JP 1. What do you see on that side? Yeah. Done with the Euro GBP. Let's see dollar index quickly. Oh, also look here. So there was forming a structure, right? Market gap. Wanted to come down further here. Let me just show you. Got here. Okay. Go further down. But it's continued going further up. Went to the price I predicted that it should to go further up. Yeah, I think we're seeing just strong dollar right now based on what the economy is going through. But always focus, well, I focus on what chart analysis is showing me. And then, yeah, let's just check what news happens. What's happening today? I don't think there's any news today. Also, do you guys have a morning routine as well? What's your session like in terms of what's your routine? Let me know that as well. Mine starts in the morning around about 10 o'clock. And I'm already done for the day. So let's see. USD not looking at that one. USD Canadian, looking at that one tomorrow. Can't do PJPY tomorrow. GBP, my target already. As you can see, it broke structure last week, and I was looking for this one. It broke structure on Friday, but then I just decided, okay, that's obviously not my trade window. We check on Monday, and as you can see, boom, beautiful move. Timing is everything. I'll keep an eye on that one. Gold obviously continued going further up as I saw here with structure, but not in the preferred window that I would like. Because what can happen is if you're going to trade a certain pair and it moves outside of its trading window, the best possible no volatility, then here you can get a little bit of moves and then a quick bearish big ass candle hits your stop loss. Right? So what I see here, we could possibly see a quick correction, nice quick reversal here. Let's just see. Let's just see. Yeah. Let's see price. Let's just see. Dollar is strengthening. Okay, so far my market outlook on the markets right now. Dollar is strengthening. Clear confirmation it's going to go continue bullish. Gold, yes, it reached my target. Yes, it hit my target. Yes, it was clean. However, the next opportunity that we saw here with the upward direction clearly didn't break out for my trade window for gold. So I overlooked this one, not looking at it. We could see a quick correction on gold. Quick correction. A nice reversal. And GBP, I'm done with this one so far. Still would be looking for sells on this one. So let's see. Okay. And then JPY. I want this one to consolidate, but look, it's if it hits target, it hits target. I want it to consolidate and then go and I can hop in on that trade. USD Canadian, also want this one to just slow down a little bit. We'll see from the USD Canadian to JPY, USD CHF. It's going to show a reversal. I'm not hopping on that one. I am looking for sell opportunities on this one, but it's not going to happen anytime soon. So I'm clearly not going to be looking at USD CHF for this week. Now let's just check what's happening on the news at the moment. Now let's see what's happening there. Okay. Tuesday, some news happening. Fed is happening as well. USD 20+6. Okay. Let's just check. So tomorrow, 20+6. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Okay, we have that news event happening 20+6 tomorrow. If anything happens, because clearly it broke and confirmed for a bullish continuation. Okay, if it reaches that target, perhaps it's going to go further up, reach my price area that I want. Cool. If the news event goes the other way and decides, okay, we're going to go further down or just a little bearish candle, okay, fine. That's just going to confirm it even more because let's see here. Let's see here. If price decides to reach this area over here, let me just move that a little bit smaller. This will be my first look for sell opportunities. But like I said, don't force things. Just make sure that you can see, okay, what's more or less happening. What's happening with the chart? What is it telling you? Go from there. Okay. But it could go further up. So even though there's a news event, remember, if you're a fundamental trader, this would be something you would focus on, mainly for your entries. For me, I look at it, I check the bias, I see what the technical market is showing me, and then I trade according to that, and I'm aware of high impact news events. So yeah, it doesn't change my bias at all, actually, because the dollar could just reach its price target that I want way before this news event. It's just a speech, but it's going to be highly volatile. 7 p.m. Okay. Bailey speaks, also a bit volatile as well. What's the week looking like? Okay. Okay. Retail sales. That's not too bad, eh? I think the other time we had NFP, but that was literally undecided because of the US shutdown. So just be aware of the news events, right? not going to trade blindly. Look at the news events. I don't know how you guys approach the markets for yourself personally, but it's always important to know what's happening with the peers. Also, another thing that I can tell you is, why do we pay attention to this? Why is it important to know what high impact news events are coming up? It means that, let's say you see USD CHF, you enter for buy. There's literally, let's say, 10 minutes until CPI. And then you hop in and then it hits your stop loss, right? So be aware of that. Your timing is everything. Don't just hop in there, unless you're a fundamental trader, but that's a whole nother ball game. Yeah, just be aware of high impact news events. Do you have any questions so far? I can see your questions over here as well. Also, make sure you're taking notes down as well in terms of your journal. You're journaling your trades. Let me just see the time quickly. That should conclude it for us as well. Let's see. So my market outlook is just looking like the dollar is going to strengthen. We have high impact news events coming up soon. Okay, yeah. Okay, everything's played out the way we wanted in terms of the charts. Dollar has definitely gone further up, reached my price that I wanted. There we go. Clearly is now showing continuation bullish. Dollar is strengthening. Gold could start doing a reversal. Let's see tomorrow. It's only Monday, it's so fresh. I'm done for the day. If you guys don't have any questions, awesome, that's fine. If you have any questions next time I do a session, feel free to ask. I'm here to assist you. But most importantly, just to give you the brief on what I'm looking at in the markets, not doing a whole strategy breakdown, but just a brief market outlook in terms of what you have to see, perhaps looking forward to it in terms of markets for the week. Dollar is going to strengthen, gold's going to do a reversal, and then GBP, JPY wanted to consolidate just a little bit, hopping tomorrow on my window. USD Canadian also wanted to slow down a bit, maybe come down a little bit, and then we'll enter that tomorrow perhaps, depending on which one. USD CHF looking like a reversal for upward momentum. Not looking at that. I would be looking at sales for USD CHF at the moment. But other than that, yeah, this concludes our session. If you don't have any questions, awesome, thanks for attending. I appreciate it. And we're just going to have more of this. Also, make sure that when you attend these, as well the live streams, there's also going to be webinars as well every Wednesday. Probably a best time for everyone if you're working as well. So webinars every Wednesday. I'll give you some material there in terms of knowledge and education that you can really add on to your ready system that you're creating for yourself. And then also remember, Trive Lab app is going to go live eventually. So once that happens, guys, don't sleep on it. Honestly, you need to make sure that you are in sort of the know. Follow me on Instagram. Follow Trive SA on Instagram as well. There's going to be other educators as well, mentors. They can also give you value. So yeah, from there, absorb as much as you can. Write down, take as much notes as possible, and then just once Trive Lab app is live, you will get notified on Instagram, on my story, or even on their Instagram as well. And then you'll just get access to so much more information that I believe has not been available in this industry for a long time. And so if you are serious about trading, then clearly go over there. Follow me on Instagram, Northpoint FX. Okay. And then also Trive is coming, market updates, live webinars. We're going to give you every single thing that you possibly need. But remember, also, you are in control of that journey. So you will be able to be independent and understand the markets for yourself, create your system for yourself, and trade independently. And that's what we want to focus on. So yeah, thanks for attending, and I'll chat to you guys very, very soon. in our next live stream, which is every Monday. So at least put it on your calendar. At least it will be every 2 o'clock every Monday, and I'll stick to that. And then Wednesday, I will obviously be around 4 o'clock on Wednesdays for the webinars for education. Okay, awesome. Thanks for attending, and I will chat to you guys